Watch the Next Top Model documentary.
I've seen that.
That was amazing.
It was good. It was really good.
I loved the two gay guys' friendship, and that they slowly realized Tyra was an insane lunatic.
I know, but like I like them too, but they were fully willing to go along with it it's like, do you know what it's like? It's like being the smallest person in a bullying group, and then the bully turns on you when they've run out of other people to bully. Then you're like, I didn't know that was going to happen to me.
I'm trying not to name a comedian where that happened. Yeah.
But it's true. And it's like, look, it could be true. With J. Manuel and Miss J.
Yeah.
Miss J getting that stroke. Like,
that was sad.
That was sad, but great timing as well. Like,
what to be like, and when he was like, and Tyra never visited me, and then his eyes were just huge.
Yeah, exactly.
I felt like Tyra, she kind of gone a similar way to Jim Carrey. We should talk about Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
but Tyra,
a lot of that on my algorithm.
Tyra is like meditated too much or had too much therapy because that was how she was talking all through the documentary.
The therapy speak.
Like everything where they were like, so you tried to force this woman to have extreme dental work against her will, or you chopped someone's hair off, and she would be like, I hear that.
You filmed the sexual assault.
And that was terrible.
That was terrible. And it's funny because, like, that's the only thing that they didn't cop to. And I think that's because there should be legal consequences. Like, you cannot.
Yeah.
Like, and it was so triggering.
Well, I wasn't sure if that was so I was confused. I didn't know if that was a sexual assault or if they framed it like she cheated on her boyfriend.
That's how they framed it originally in the program. But when she talks about it, it's like, so I've been sexually assaulted like that, and it took me years to took me until I did stand-up comedy about it, and then someone was like, because it was like to do stand-up comedy where you talked about losing your virginity, and I was like, well, I've got a crazy story for you, and it involves a house party and me putting on the telly during it, and I was trying to do comedy about how I thought it was funny that I put on the telly and watched Judge Judy during the whole thing. But then my boyfriend at the time went to me, that sounds like assault. And I was like, actually, yeah. And then I was like, oh, yeah. And I remember that the guy actively did not like me. Like, he didn't. And that kind of like ruined my whole perception of it, because I think my perception of the assault was like, oh, I've been caught or something, because I lived in such a like weird village mentality where like, it's weird. So then I had to go to therapy over that, but it took me like 8 years or something like that to even, it was a funny anecdote that then turned into something that affected me loads. So I think that's what, like, with her, it's like, number one, because when you get assaulted like that, it's the shame of getting that drunk, because you keep getting told as a woman that it's your responsibility to not get assaulted. And how do you have that responsibility? You have to stay with your mates, and you also have to stay, like, you have to go out and have a good time, but you cannot lose control. Yeah. And so, but they were totally painting it as cheating, and they had like Tyra then talk to her about, I was cheated on in Milan the day after. It was the most horrific torture I've ever seen and it, like, her, then she had to have that conversation with her boyfriend on camera.
That was insane.
That was insane. And he must have known, like, this is really fucked up, but he must have known that he was being filmed at that time. Like, no. I think so. Well, like, because I think,
but they would have had to have gotten permission.
They would have had to get, like, wouldn't they have had to get him to sign something to say, like, so, like, I felt so sorry for him and her, because he was like crying.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Then he was doing this thing of like, what have you done? You're so stupid. And I feel like that is something that like not even just men, but like people who are publicly being cheated on have to then show anger. He couldn't even, I feel like he couldn't actually be real about it, because you're almost performing this thing. It's like Love is Blind or First Dates. Do you know, like, in First Dates, there's this moment where the two people are asked, do you want to see this person again? And there's a little pause. And that's to give like an element of an out, to see how the other person feels, and then they go, no, I don't want to see you again. They're like, good, because I was going to say the same thing. And it's kind of like, it's a performative thing. And with the Next Top Model, there was her performing, like, she'd been assaulted. She wasn't even allowed to feel like she was assaulted because she was told that she was a cheater and that this was going to go out on air.
Yeah.
But she got drunk. So, like, she will always feel that responsibility on herself. I'm not saying, like, it's just really, really fucked up, and it's a good kind of, like, indictment of the time. I think a lot of people watched it. I watched it anyway, and I've had several things like that. And I've definitely walked away from the whole thing going, like, I have let myself down, or I got too drunk, or they were right. And it's like, it's really, really fucked up that she had that on television. Like, I watched it. It was a bit triggering, but also I was like, it was kind of like cathartic to watch her talk about it and go, no, I was assaulted, because she got the chance to say that.
Did she actually say that?
She did. I think she did.
I don't think she did.
Well, maybe,
that was why I was she just was like, it was a terrible experience. And then they showed a clip of her say it. They maybe can't have her saying that in the programme.
Because then people would have to be legally... Like,
yeah, I don't think they do say it.
So, do you know what? I watched it, and in my mind, I was like, oh, she's been assaulted.
Yeah, they do show it as that, but they don't say it. And I think it's because then the headlines... Imagine the headlines, and that company would be liable for it.
This is like the Catholic Church. Like, it's like letting assault happen in your workplace and then just covering it up. And like, it's just... And the cover-up was, you're a whore.
Yeah.
Like, the cover-up, for them to show that, and for them to feel like this is okay, they had to really, really, really make it like her fault.
Yeah.
And then because they had her on her Tyra's like chat show after and stuff, and it's like,
yeah, that was so uncomfortable, that clip.
And she's walking her and her boyfriend tried to make it work, which is like, because they were like, another thing was, the whole series was like, she's a small town girl and she's so in love with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she works in a greengrocers, and like, or a Walgreens or something, and he, they're holding hands. There's a bit where she talks about she's holding hands with her boyfriend. This is after the series comes out, and someone calls her like a cheating whore or something like that in front of her. But it's just like, but it's that kind of thing of like, women are seen as disposable ultimately for, like, when we watch like reality TV, it kind of like, it reminded me of that thing of women having to try really, really hard to, like, I realised as well that my trousers are exact same colour as
when's the ADHD, when you get in the medication?
I'm just a genie talking about sexual assault. You ain't never had a friend like me. I've been traumatized. You have 3 traumas since she was from. Sorry. What were we talking about?
Rape.